All information comes from the expert article, Business Students' Attitudes Towards Unethical Behavior, a Multi-Country Comparison, by Victoria L. Crittenden. Welcome back to Brilliant Business. I'm your host, Giselle, and today's podcast segment is very exciting. We're going to have the chance to get a glimpse into the minds of business students from around the globe. Today, we'll be discussing all you need to know about ethics concerning the value behind having good ethics and why it needs to be taught. Questions such as, is corrupt behavior a necessity? Are all things under law moral? Are most business decisions made for personal gain or corporate gain? With the help of 4 currently enrolled foreign business students, we'll learn the ins and outs of their thought process when making ethical business decisions. We will be diving into this very soon, but before we start, I'd like to make a quick introduction and give everyone context about what we will be speaking about with our special guests. For all of my new viewers, this is a podcast dedicated to all of you aspiring business students where you learn any and all things about business. You'll gain insight on what a business career looks like and an idea of what to expect studying it. Don't worry, you don't have to major in business in order to take away from this episode. As for today, like I said before, we will be discussing ethics and influence on business. Ethical or unethical decisions can be a determinant of a stable or unstable economy. It's very important to know ethical principles related to corporate and individual integrity because most of your school years will involve these practices and you'll have to answer questionable acts. A worldwide survey made up of 2 parts, a questionnaire and cluster sample, identifies business students into 4 groups using key variables: necessity, belief, and tolerance. We'll get into that soon, don't worry. Each group result correlates to a business student's thought process. Back to key variables. In short, necessity refers to the need to be ethical or unethical in order to be successful. Belief is the relationship between ethics and law. Tolerance refers to the incentive behind business decisions involving either corporate or personal gain. The last thing you need to know before we bring our guest in is the term CPI, Corruption Perception Index, and 27 Likert type. The questionnaire consists of 27 Likert type items, which is the scale that ranges from 1 to 6, 1 being strongly agree, and 6 being strongly disagree. CPI is also a scale that rates how corrupt the situation or circumstances from 1 to 10. Anything below a 6, less corrupt, and anything above a 6 is more corrupt. All of our guests have the opportunity to take the survey, and we will get to hear firsthand what they think of it and how it's influenced them. Now, time to bring in our first guest. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So, tell us about yourself, Santiago. The people want to know.
Well, yes, my name is Santiago, but I go by Saint. I'm from Mexico. I'm 19 years old. I study international business at EGADE, one of the best universities in Latin America for business. I chose this major because of my keen interest for trade and my love for travel. I get the best of both worlds.
Wow. I love to travel too, so I completely understand. So, the people want to know what got you into taking this worldwide survey and, how do you feel about it? What were your results?
Well, yes, my professor was actually one of the 64 people chosen to administer the survey. I took it at the beginning of my semester here at EGADE, and it was a good experience. For the cluster sample, my results aligned with the less principled group.
So what does the less principal group really entail? What did your beliefs align with? How did you get that, you think?
Well, personally, I believe we sometimes need to compromise our own ethics to be successful. I think it is completely ethical to use the law as a moral compass. If it's not illegal, you can do it. I also think that, coming into this field of education, I learned very quickly that, good business owners are selfish. So I don't think managers should be held to the should be held accountable for something that someone else deems unethical when they are just looking out for their own self-interest in terms of business and maintaining a good business.
Even if it's for personal gain?
That is what business is, baby.
Oh, wow, very interesting. Thank you for your insight and thank you for letting us know why you think you got the answers you got. Um, we should bring in our next guest to join you. Next up, we have Daisy from the United States. Welcome in, Daisy. So glad to have
Hello.
you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so Daisy, tell us about yourself.
Well, my name is Daisy Smith. I'm 18 years old and I go to the University of South Carolina, but I'm originally from Austin, Texas. I major in business administration and I take few international business classes. I love to learn about new cultures and I want to become a business owner one day.
Wow, wow. I have family from Texas too. So what made you hear about this survey and um what were your results?
Well, I heard about this survey in one of my business classes and they made it optional, so pretty much everyone could take it. I decided to take the survey because I wanted to learn more about myself and become the best business mogul I could be. My results were more principled group.
Oh wow. So why do you think your results aligned with the more principled group in regards to business decisions?
That is such a good question. I don't think compromising my ethics is needed in order to be successful. My mama always told me integrity is one of the best characteristics a person could have, and I value that. I've seen many people become successful by being true to themselves. I feel super strongly about managers being fired because unethical behavior, no matter if it's personal or corporate, there's just no reason to do it. However, I do think whatever is legal is ethical.
Oh, wow, that's really interesting. You guys are very different considering where you guys live. Now, time to bring in our next guest, Claire from Canada. Welcome, Claire.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you all.
It's so nice to meet you. So, Claire, tell us about yourself.
Hi, my name is Claire Clermont from Canada, and I go to the University of Toronto, and I'm 19 years old. I major in international business, and I love to learn about different cultures. I think it started at a young age because of my love for music, like Drake and Celine Dion. I've always been independent, so getting the chance to learn from different cultures and having success in business has always interested me.
So, Claire, what led you to taking the survey?
Similar to Saint, my professor gave us a survey in the beginning of the semester, and I actually enjoyed it.
Wow, that's so cool. So what were your test results?
My test results align with the subjective group. I think the name of my group fits my ideas and views as ethics is subjective in my opinion. I acknowledge that sometimes people have to compromise their ethics as you never know the circumstance they might be in. It's truly inevitable. If you're caught doing something unethical, I think you should be fired because rewarding bad behavior is unproductive. And comparatively to their results, I don't think a person's moral compass should be based on the law.
Oh wow, we're different compared to the other two by a lot. Now we're like welcoming our last guest, which is Mia from Sydney, Australia. Come in, Mia. Come in.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. So nice to meet you. So Mia, tell us about yourself.
It's nice to meet you too. My name is Mia, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. I'm 20 years old, and I currently attend the University of Sydney, Australia. So I'm close to home. Similar to Daisy, I study international business, and I chose this major because I've always been interested in trade and learning more about diverse cultures.
So Mia, what led you to take this test, and what were your results, and why do you think your results resulted that way?
Well, my professor volunteered our class to take this survey. So I didn't have a choice, if you will. Just kidding. My test results for the cluster sample put me in the ambivalent group. Similar to Miss Claremont, I don't think a person should compromise their ethics to reach their goals. I think anyone who participates in corrupt behavior should get a second chance. And I would be willing to keep a person who's unethical.
Oh wow, how nice of you. So now that I have you guys all together, I just want to see like how do you guys feel about the survey overall and like what are your thoughts on it? Where do you think it should go?
No, I definitely think more educators should be integrating this into their classrooms. I think it is really important for business students to know a bit more about their personality as a business maker in order to make business decisions.
Well, thank you.
I think I learned so much more about myself as an individual, and I could take this into consideration when I further my business career.
I definitely think this is a positive approach towards people who are going into business, especially as a career, because it helps you cater to certain clients that may have the same ideas as you.
I definitely think that this international survey should be used for professors because it gives a lot of good information about the morals and things like that that the business students should follow. I learned a lot about myself taking the survey, so I'm sure lots of other people would benefit as well.
Wow, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Saint, Daisy, and Claire. And of course, thank you, Mia, for all flying out here today to just give us your insight and to show us your perspective on the survey. I'm hoping all of you aspiring business students who are watching consider taking the survey if it's available in your classroom and or bringing it up to your professor's attention. I think you guys would all benefit and learn a lot about yourselves from taking the survey, and you would learn how to make ethical business decisions from wherever you are. Well, my last and final question, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you guys before, but how do you think your environment has influenced your decisions, your business decisions, and your test results?
Well, I definitely think growing up in an economically underdeveloped country contributed to the way I answered on the survey and the way that I make my business decisions. I think it contributes to my mindset of, doing what it takes to make it to where I want to make it.
Growing up in a capitalist society, I think it definitely has motivated my way of putting out my own work ethic as an individual.
I fully agree.
Well, Australia is an economically advanced society, so I feel like that influenced my answers quite a bit because I come from that perspective. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed seeing how my surroundings influenced my survey results.
Thank you guys so much for your insight. I think we can all take away from this is that your environment does affect the way you make business decisions, and it's really important for you to know who you are in order to make ethical business decisions. So, moral of the story: business professors should add the survey into their curriculum. Thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. Much love from the AZ. Out.